Construction is continuing behind me on Adrian's new pedestrian tunnel beneath South Main Street, or M-52. The 84-foot tunnel will carry the extended Kiwanis Trail beneath the highway, eliminating the need for pedestrians and bicyclists to cross traffic. The latest published update said crews were extending the tunnel east after relocating and supporting underground utilities. Prein&Newhof project manager and designer Dan Sorek explains where construction stands today.
We're about halfway through the tunnel construction. We're under the road and we've got about 2 sections left of the tunnel, but the overall project, we're about just over halfway through. We got to build walls on the east side yet. We've built almost all of the walls behind me on the west side of M-52. We've got some restoration and grading to do on this side yet, but most of the big heavy work is done on the west side of the tunnel. Again, most of the work on the east side is yet to be done.
7 of the tunnel's 11 precast sections had been installed beneath the roadway by late July. Before the remaining sections could be placed, crews had to replace an old gas main and relocate or temporarily support communication lines on the east end. That utility work allowed excavation to resume beneath the lines, but it also added another technical challenge to the project.
A suspension bridge was built. You can see it over there. There's cables suspended by temporary utility poles, and they suspended the fiber optic cables, of which there are many that are suspended from those heavy cables. And the gas main was literally cut out of the way temporarily. It's not heating season. Being summer right now. So they were actually able to cut it out of the way. They will restore service probably the end of September, early October, before the heating season gets going again.
The tunnel is being designed as more than a concrete passageway. Its appearance draws inspiration from a nearby railroad bridge built in 1867. Plans include stone veneer, steel bars, benches, natural landscaping, LED lighting, and security cameras. Sorek says those features are intended to make the crossing safe, accessible, and consistent with the area's railroad history.
Hopefully it's a nice experience, seamless and safe to get across M-52, which is a busy 4-lane road, handling, up to 10,000 vehicles per day. And it's there's no signalized crossing here. Pedestrians and bicyclists would have had to go down to Beecher to cross at the signalized intersection. Humans being who we are, we tend to play Frogger sometimes, and this was an at-grade. The trail came up to the road, but now this will have a nice, safe crossing. It'll be wide, it'll be well lit. There'll be lights in it at night. There'll be light posts all around, and there will be security cameras inside the tunnel as well that will be monitored by Adrian Police Department.
The remaining work includes additional tunnel sections, east side walls, masonry, grading, and restoration. The central question now is when the public will be able to use the completed connection.
We expect it to be open to the public probably end of October, early November. So before Thanksgiving, definitely. We do hope to open the road fully back to the full 4 lanes middle of October, but trail work will continue for another month after that. So we're hoping mid-November.
Project officials say no local tax money is being used. Lenawee now funded the design phase and assisted in securing grant funding.
So the total tunnel package is roughly $7 million. It's being funded jointly from a line item in the federal budget and a line item in the state budget. And they were funded basically, federally funded and state funded through grants. That covers roughly 90% of it, and then there's an enhancement grant, a community enhancement grant that's picking up the end of what's not covered already by those 2 federal and state grants. And that's also coming from, ironically, it's also coming from state monies as well. So that local community enhancement grant is also state funded. There is a perpetual maintenance fund that has been set aside for ongoing maintenance and for long-term maintenance and for the electric for the lights and the cameras and things of that nature, and any other mowing and site maintenance. There will be some trash receptacles, and there's going to be time for Adrian Parks and Rec to come down here and empty trash receptacles and things of that nature. But the City of Adrian can pull from that perpetual maintenance fund that's set aside in a community foundation that they can draw from, so there's no operating costs for the tunnel.
Sorek says crews are currently targeting the end of October or early November as the finish timeline, although that schedule remains dependent on construction conditions and any additional utility complications. In Adrian, I'm Brian Vish for WLEN, Lenawee's local news station.